Hey guys, welcome to the land of Wall Street Bets, the land with no limits where people loss a fortune and make a fortune in one call. Today we gonna see some insane posts from r/Wall Street Bets. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon if you want to see more. Mama, we made it. Wall Street traders are starting to pay close attention to threads on r/Wall Street Bets and Reddit. Unironically, my friend I met through my work, I basically work in a field where I do service mess for wealthy people, is a top-tier investment banker, and when I recently got into stocks I asked him for some advice. He told me some stuff about directional markets, and how all retail traders lose money and how it's not a game blah blah, but one thing he said is no matter what, never listen to Wall Street Bets. Suffice to say I took none of his advice and I'm $125,000 in the hole. However, it's pretty cool this place is known by serious big-time investment bankers. Prediction: Bloomberg business does short-term boom when options traders go into a frenzy, then the media titan crashes immediately after, when their viewers realize WSB is a total ducking train wreck. If only those douche filters were public instead of PE, I would gay bear some puts at 40% its current value expiring in about a month and a half, seeing as their followers are all boring normies that hold mess like mutual funds and dividend-producing portfolios. What is funny is by admitting this, the traders are losing their own jobs. Imagine telling your boss you have no idea how to trade the market, so you just copy other people on the internet. For most of us, we just don't have the boss. Soon the traders won't either. Bro, they take the other side of your trade, the real Theta gang. Just analyzing what tickers are most active and allocate resources accordingly. Sauce, I work in strategy at a stock exchange. If anything, it's Bloomberg doing the pumps by promoting niche groups such as us. They then claim it's us all along. Well, no, you're Bloomberg, giving this sub more exposure to normies, who would otherwise not know of this place, much less be making some of the ridiculous positions discussed here. They've been doing for almost a decade now, as this sub was dedicated to their lifestyle since this was their sub. Then regular folk came on here and we were all retarded and then evolved to autist. This is messy news for autists to believe in themselves. Let's see the next post. $3.1 million gain from AMD. Single ticker gains from AMD. 2019 day trade realized gains, $1,020,883. 2020 day trade realized gains, $243,904. 2020 short-term unrealized gains, $319,723. Long-term shares, $1,510,855. Total, $3,095,365. Backstory: I am a retired surgeon who transitioned to a full-time day trader. I focus on a single ticker with only occasional deviations to other companies. My intraday trades usually last less than 1 minute. Swing trades are between 1 week to a few months. Since 2008, I have never lost money in a calendar year. My goal was 7 figures last year, which I achieved. I lowered that goal to a more attainable $500,000 this year, which is technically achieved right now but not completely realized. I trade stocks and options. I sell a ton of calls to you guys here. Edit: I started buying mutual funds in high school. Then, .com hit and I traded tech stocks. It was expensive. Broker-assisted trades were $125 per trade back then. Then online trading started at $30 per trade. I took $2,000 and turned it into over $150,000, and then lost most of it. I got greedy. I learned, the hard way, to set goals early and book profits when goals were met. Risk management was the next hard lesson to learn. Eventually, I decided to go to med school and used all my trading profits to fund school. I continued to trade during school and graduated debt-free. I moved to the USA in 2008 with virtually nothing and started from scratch again. I saved enough to open a brokerage account with a few $1,000s. It took 18 months of slow trading to get to over $25,000, and finally I could day trade without dealing with PDT rules. And here we are now. This is a great way to trade: pick a few stocks and ignore everything else. Do focused research and figure out what matters for these stocks. You can actually develop a competitive advantage to the professionals doing this, as they are generally looking at hundreds of stocks. Not trying to be smart, but how much of a difference was gained compared to, say, just buy AMD when it was around $20 in 2018 and hold it to now? How much would you have profited? In 2019, the 1 million day trading profit was generated from around $200,000. 400% gain. Buy and hold loses. For 2020, buy and hold might have been better, But that forces me to take on too much risk. I trade for consistent, daily gains. In that scenario, AMD is not an investment per se, but rather, only serves as a vehicle to generate profits. AMD has been a great stock to target the last couple of years. With the gains today and the high valuation, do you see yourself moving off of it soon? I know as a more long-term trader I have been looking for an alternative to focus on, but nothing seems great for me currently. I assume you'll use the high value to play some shorts in the near future, but do you anticipate sticking with the stock or looking for an alternative soon? Any desire to go back to surgery? Seems like a long and painful road to walk away from after just a decade or whatever. Curious if you found other doctors to be horrible traders if it ever came up. Seems like they get themselves into trouble more than most because of ego and confirmation bias. Lawyer here. Helped a lot of doctors with messes they created trying to get rich and not considering/underestimating risks. I miss operating. I miss working with good people. I miss helping people. But I don't have any plans to go back. I know of 3 doctors who are financially literate. Just 3. It's appalling how we are taught nothing about finance. A couple of questions. You say your intraday trades last less than a minute. Are you looking for anything specific? Such as bullish or bearish momentum at a specific time when algos are especially active, or more diachronish? If a covered call moves against you unexpectedly, do you close at a loss or do you let it get exercised and wait, weeks, months, whatever, until you can re-enter below your cost? I look for momentum with volume in any direction and take it for short runs. Repeat until I make $2,000. Sometimes when the gujons are flowing I'll keep going until I get bored. Today I stopped at $6,300 plus. Sometimes I skip a day or miss my mark and I'll have to make it up. I only sell calls at a price I'm willing to let the shares go. But as you know, once you're there, it can be hard. I occasionally roll, rarely close at a loss unless there is massive positive momentum. It's a mistake to wait for re-entry below former cost. You'll miss out. This is inspiring and builds confidence. I've been trading for a number of years but never had this kind of growth. Your tips are helpful. One thing I'm doing poorly, I'm just chasing too many sectors. You mention AMD as if you're done trading it. Is that accurate? Based on market cap and your comment from a while ago, it seems like AMD can go much higher. It also seems like Intel can easily bounce back. They're sitting on tons of cash and revenue is usually much higher than AMD's. Any reason why you didn't dip into Intel with your knowledge of AMD as a guide? Cheers! I'm not quite done with AMD. It still has great volume and volatility for day trades and there is plenty of growth story remaining. But I'm looking for the next big thing. The Intel trade is well reasoned, which is exactly why I didn't trade it. Unfortunately, this market currently rewards memes and momentum rather than value. The opportunity cost of holding a value trade in this environment could be an expensive one. Okay, on a serious note. I also sell a lot of premium and I hate the commission fees. I guess 0.65 per contract for you is really cheap considering you are a dinosaur and traded when the fees were robbery. Or do you use some platform that has free options fees? Do you close at 50%? Please reply if you can. If you sell a lot, call your broker and tell them you are leaving. Often they will cut your fees. I think HeTrade lets you close less than 0.10 for free. Only let it ride if I think it's going my way. Have been wrong many times, unfortunately. It might be asked already, but could you share which brokerage do you use? And if possible, what trading strategy was the most successful for you? Like time of day when you trade, do you look for supports, resistance on daily/minute/15 minutes chart setup etc.? Don't get hung up on which broker to use. It's all the same unless you're doing fancy stuff. I use eTrade and TD. I trade the most between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. and then 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Midday depends on what I'm doing with my kids and how volatile the market is. I trade the 1-minute candle. If you trade AMD only for years, probably other tickers too, you will definitely see actionable patterns emerge. Let's see the next post. I sold Tesla owed DTE puts at open, $46,000 loss. 30 minutes later it would be $190,000 profit. Had been having a horrible streak trading and decided to go all yesterday, on some depot TM Tesla puts expiring today. I believed that speculative investors would be seeking to withdraw from Tesla in the present market environment, especially given that it didn't decline as much as the market did yesterday. Tesla went up 1% with the whole market also up, and my losses were accelerating. At that point, I believed that my depot TM puts had no chance of paying off and decided to take whatever I could get. Portfolio vaporized. About 30 minutes later, Tesla became the worst performing Nasdaq stock today. It is now the second worst performing stock, and if I had held on, my AFDs would have been worth $190,000 in the green, instead of $46,000 in the red. I blew $7,867 a minute. Duck me. I'm so upset. I don't know what to do. I still have money in the bank and will be financially okay, but this really hurts. I need some support. Please help. That sucks, but do yourself a favor and don't ever think about, if only I did this, because that'll drive you to make even worse trades in the future. Take a break, do something relaxing and get back. You'll make great gains in the future. You need your mind in the right place. Sometimes, it is better to be the guy who leaves the party last. Most hosts dislike this person, but sometimes after everyone has left the party, a good host will break out his rare scotch to flex, and hence you can enjoy it. Leaving the party too early means you can miss out. Sorry for your losses bruh. Keep your head up. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to give your opinion in the comment box. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you'll never miss any video.